Hey everyone, and welcome to Rabid Gaming, and today we have some huge news that Wildcard released. Now before we get into it, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, thumbs up, all that good stuff. We'll get right into this. So yeah, we're doing a loaded crisis thing, which I guess kind of sucks because, well, I won't be clickbaiting, but anyway, besides that. We'll get into this part in a minute, but first I just want to go out there and say I've been talking about this for probably 3 months now. I've been saying that this is going to happen, and a bunch of people in other comments, like I never did it on my channel, but in other comments and forums, and people are saying no, not going to happen. But I did say that Wildcard would be adding their rates that through the events to the new official, and they have done it. Now before I get into that, actually this is going to be 4 times the rates. Now if you know what I mean by that, let me know in the comments. If you think it's only 2 times, let me know in the comments. But technically, yes, it is 4 times rates, and from what you guys know it as, it's 2 times rates. Now if you're not sure what I mean, I'm about to tell you right here. So as you know, like when coronavirus started, they did the ×2 thing going on for a long time, and then like it was about a month or 2 after they had it going pretty long, I started slowly hinting out there saying, hey, you know, this is probably going to become their new rates. They've done it in the past. Everything's equaling up to the same thing they did in the past. And well, now it is actually official. They actually are. So your normal ×2 weekends will now be 100% the new official rates. So that's pretty awesome. Gathering, everything just got that much easier on official servers. So let's just read this right quick. And now I was talking about the 4 times. This will explain it to you a little bit. Like here they have it posted as 4 times. So 1 times harvesting, taming, and XP, which is equivalent to 4 times when consider old values. Now when ARC first came out, now the current rates we've had on official now for the past few years at ×1 is actually ×2. When ARC first released, it was actually half of what you guys are used to on ×1 currently, so before all the coronavirus thing. So on top of that, it used to be divided by half. So imagine ×1, because it sucks, it was half of that. So that ×1 was ×1. And then they had their weekend events and whatnot like they've been doing, and all of a sudden they decided to up it to ×2 their rates. So the ×2 from there up to what we know of now has been our ×1 that was their ×2. And now this officially from our weekend events added that ×2 into that our ×1, making it the new ×2 for a total of ×4. So from when ARC initially released, official servers are currently at 4 times of when ARC released, if that makes sense to you. If not, then sorry. Now we'll get into some of the changes they're doing here. Yes, Genesis 2, they did do a release date on it. And my honest opinion is I think Genesis was probably one of the best maps. Crystal Isles is good because it's a change, but it came behind its time. If it was before Valguero, it would have been better, but honestly, Crystal Isles just came too late, so it's just not jiving with me. It's behind the times, everything's slower there, and whatever. We won't even get into that though. That could be a totally different video if you want to hear about it. Anyway, so we're going to look at some balance changes here. So with the Basil, they increased deep sea depth value at which taken by approximately 30%, so they can go 30% deeper before they take their damage. The Bloodstalker here reduced armor penetration by 35%, reduced durability by damage 50%. Carno got 30% armor penetration to the left click attack, added a bleed effect to the right click attack which does up to 5% of target's health over 10 seconds, cannot be stacked but the timer can be reset. So you just keep mashing away at it and it'll keep resetting that timer. The old turtles here increase resistance to tech turns by 10%, so making them a little better tank. That looks things. The donkey here reduced weight of obsidian by 75%, reduced weight of metal, stone, crystal, and black pearls by 50%, and increased its swim speed. So that little, or I guess big, goofy looking slow guy is now 20% faster. Now this weird dino here, the Lyle, whatever, who knows, we don't even get into his name, increased the buff timer from 30 minutes to 6 hours, so that's quite a difference. Alright, giant turtle here. They reduced the shell resistance by 30% from 80 to 50. Reduced health per level gains by approximately 15, so he's getting a nerf. You can already see our Parasaur here is getting a health nerf for the same thing. Now breeding's pretty interesting. They reduced a bunch of maturation time, so time to grow. They reduced a bunch of timers here. So your Mosasaur is now on track with Yuri. Same with your Basil, on track with a Gacha. Your Tuso is now the same as a Yuri. Plesiosaur now matches a Gacha. Your Compy now matches an Otter. Equus, Horse Deal matches a Procoption, so your Kangaroo. So that's actually pretty quick, but I guess it's just a horse. Quetzal is down to 5.5 days from, what was it, 11 and a half, so that's pretty crazy. Your Phomia now matches an Ovis. Your Itchies now match Roll Rats. Your Donkey is now the same as a Mammoth. Jerboa matches Otter, and your Rhino got increased. Matches the Doedicurus. Oh, so they're pretty quick then. Anyway, yeah, so there's some nice, that's interesting actually. The Quetzal's a big one. I wonder if they're ever gonna nerf the old Giga Maturation. That would be pretty sweet. It's 14 days. Damn, for it to die 5 minutes after it's growing. Just kidding, because they're pretty OP now. Maybe it'll be in the TLC, who knows, because that thing's been out. That's an original dino, and they did say 2 dinos from original dinos, but their wording's always messed up, and they could pick something they just released probably, what, 4 months ago and call it an original. Watch, they'll do something with the Trop. They'll give that thing a TLC because, you know, it could be original now to them. Anyway, enough about that. Flying creatures will prioritize picking up friendly creatures rather than dismounting friendly riders. Baby creatures will no longer auto-wander when hatched, so that's a good thing because that can get pretty annoying. Mounting a flying creature will no longer instantly cause it to take off. Cryopods in the player inventory will now charge if a player is sleeping in a tech pod, so that's pretty sweet, but I hate carrying around cryopods because you forget about them anyway and you die and then you're like, did I have anything on me? And you're not even sure and whatever. I like to run around naked half the time anyway because I never keep anything on my body for that very reason. Anyway, Tech Helm will now provide players with gas mask bonus, so your Tech Helm is now a gas mask. Sweet. Tech turrets will now require double the amount of shards per bullet, so there's another nerf. It used to be pretty easy, but now say you had 1,000 shards in there, you thought you had 1,000 bullets, well now you only got 500. So go get some more tech turret shard thingamajiggers, I guess. Keep on farming, but guess what? Rates are ×2 now. And that's where Genesis will come in very handy because Genesis is awesome when it comes to materials and resources and elements. It's just nuts. Anyway, moving on. Metal ingot stack size has now increased to 300. Oh, that's pretty sweet, actually. When did that happen? When did these take place? I didn't even look at that part. Hey, raw metal stack size now 300. Spoil time on lesser antidote has been increased to 3 days. Spoil time on prime meat and fish meat has doubled, so that's pretty sweet too. That's a big one actually for prime meat. So what was it? 11, 12 minutes. Now it's up to 24 in an inventory, so that's pretty sweet. Cast bags no longer push dinos around in PV when lining to prevent grief and exploits because people like doing that because they have nothing better to do. HLNA and Chibi creatures no longer disable the protection against B-buff. Yell and Whisper can now be switched between the following modifier keys on PC: left shift, left control, and left alt. So everything on the left hand side. So if you're left-handed, bonus. If you're right-handed, you gotta use your left. Added an additional 15 seconds to all race missions on Xbox and PS4 because they're too hard. They left that part out there though. Anyway, added event emotes to the Hex store at the cost of 50,000 hexagons. Alright, that's actually a pretty good one because there's nothing really to use your hexagons on anymore because their chests there don't give you anything except for level 1 stuff. Boss fight timer on Valgiro has increased from 20 minutes to 30 minutes because, you know, I guess it was hard. I don't know. You need an increased timer when you beat that boss in under 10. Don't matter though. If you're coming in with fresh Rexes or you don't have them, I guess, you know, you need the extra time. So you got an extra 10 minutes for the Manicore not to land. We're also added a configurable game user settings INI, which allows server hosts to limit the amount of gateways that can be placed on platform saddles. Alright, oh, I guess that's kind of cool. This configuration is not retroactive, so applying this change will require some manual administration work to clear up any pre-existing platforms that exceed the limit. Then we got some gate frame on saddles. Let's see here. Oh, it's the same thing. Limit to 2 on all platforms. Official PvP players will have approximately 30 days to adjust their current existing platforms to remove any exceed the gateway limit. Other words, in 30 days, we're going to see a lot of screaming because someone will say they either didn't know or why my stuff disappear. Anyway, just wait for it. 30 days will be a riot. Now, we will get, oh yeah, we got some TLC stuff here. So TLC pass here. The patch is getting overhauled in 2 classic creatures. So 2 classics. So what do they mean by classic? Island creatures. What is that? Early access creatures that came out before, like, it was actually officially released. When, what was it? When they officially released it, at Ragnarok. So I guess everything prior to Ragnarok. So that could be Scorched Earth. But anyway, there's 2 creatures. And they'll probably pick, like, what? A spider and a dodo. Actually, no. A dodo would be game breaking. So who knows what it could be? Spider or something. Or it could be something cool, but we'll see. Okay, anyway, with a new makeover containing uploaded models, animations, visuals, and new gameplay functionality for them. So just like their other TLCs, they're going to pick a dino that doesn't have special abilities. They're going to upgrade the models, and it's going to give it some type of superpower. So it'll be interesting to see what they actually picked for those 2 dinos. Now, we don't know. Could come out in stages. They could do 2 now, and then a month or 2 down the road, there could be 5 more or something. But right now, they're only saying 2 classic creatures. So we'll see what happens with that. And what we got here? Wildcard team. We thank you for ongoing support. Next chapter, 2021. And now we got Genesis 2 coming around the corner. Pretty much to sum up all this is it's coming out in March of 2021. And they just say upon further evaluation, working from home, remote play, it got delayed. But we don't know that it actually got delayed because they never actually, well, it did, I guess, because the original Genesis got delayed to when this was supposed to come out. So it was just a delay right from the get-go, and they released the delay of the first Genesis. So it don't matter. So they're just saying there's a delay when they never had an announcement beforehand, but they're just preparing themselves for a delay. And then when this date comes, be prepared for a delay. That's all I'm saying, because we know what happens. And then, well, anyway, we'll take a look at this dino here. So Genesis 2, your survival ends here. So could there be, change it, get rid of Genesis, and after this could be Arc 2, or they'll just release another expansion and what was that, whatever, you know, a whole new expansion pack for 2 more Genesis, 3, 4, but it probably won't be called Genesis. Could be anything after this point. Will be on Mars or something. Anyway, let's look at this dino. So I seen in previous videos people are saying it could be a water creature because there are seaweeds and stuff here, but we also got space here, and it has legs. It's kind of walking. I don't see it. It could be a good swimmer, but to me, I'm thinking this looks more like a lunar creature, space creature, and it looks kind of like the mana. A little bit of lion head, dragon. It kind of has like, well, yeah, it's like a lion, but also has like Wyvern-ish up here. And it's got like Drake up here, so it's almost like a mixture thing, but he definitely looks spacey. So I'm thinking this could be a new creature. Either, I highly doubt it's a boss because we know right here from the entanglement, and if you beat the first Genesis, that the bosses rock well. Unless there'll be a couple bosses, you never know. But then with the mission system, you know, with the giant eel boss, this could be a boss, but who knows. But this is probably going to be a new creature, but it seems like they're throwing it out there too easy. Usually when they have a new creature, it's just a shadow and you have to guess what it is, like we did in our trop videos. It's kind of cool. It was fun. But yeah, what do you guys think about this dino? Let me know. It's not really a dino. Look at this lion drake, or maybe it's like a liger. So what we got going on here, like a dragor, a were-drake, drakefern lion. I don't know. Could be anything. So, but I think this could be a tameable creature. It could lunar area. Anyway, enough about all my rambling on. This is some updates we have with Arc. I was actually going to do a cool video and have it like look like a big newscast inside Arc in the game, watching a TV, and the news pops up and Arc's releasing this. But by the time I got ahead to it and I started working on it, and then, well, a clickbait crisis, he throws his out right away, and then all this happened. A whole bunch of other people were releasing it, so I figured I'd just do a runabout and release it. Pretty much, just to let you guys know all about it and my take on it, I guess. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it helps you out and use the patch notes, or you could just read it yourself on Survive the Arc here. But thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Rabbit out.